Hello, my name is Hannah. This is my research project presentation for Bio 139. I picked the topic of type 2 diabetes. So we'll start with some signs and symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Those are going to be excessive hunger, excessive thirst, and frequent urination, sores that take longer than usual to heal, unexplained tiredness, unexplained weight loss, numbness and tingling in the hands and feet. You might also notice dark patches in your armpits or in your neck. I got that information from the Mayo Clinic. Causes of type 2 diabetes. So that's going to happen when your cells stop responding to insulin. They become insulin resistant, and your pancreas cannot make enough insulin to keep up with your body's needs. So that can be caused by a variety of things. It could be genetic, could be lifestyle, could be extra body fat, and visceral fat. It could be your diet, like if you have a diet of high carb, lots of processed foods, lots of saturated fatty foods. If you take certain medications long-term, corticosteroids long-term can cause insulin resistance. It can also be caused by hormonal dysfunctions, inadequate sleep, poor sleep quality, as well as chronic stress. That information is from the Cleveland Clinic. So diagnostic testing, they are first going to do the diagnostic test probably of the A1C. They'll do an A1C test where they check your blood sugar levels for 2 to 3 months. They're going to look for an A1C percentage of 6.5 or higher. That might be an indicator that you may have type 2 diabetes. Another test that they'll do is a fasting blood glucose test. So they'll have you fast all night and then come in the morning and do that blood glucose test. For that, they're going to look for a number of 126 or higher. That can be an indicator. Directly after a fasting blood glucose test, they might do a glucose tolerance test. So they'll give you a sugary drink. 1, 2, or 3 hours later, they're going to retest that glucose, and they'll look for a number of 200 or higher. Another thing you can do is random blood glucose tests. So you do those at any time, whether you've eaten or not. Maybe if you're feeling some of those symptoms that we talked about earlier, you might do a random blood glucose test. And again, you're going to look for that number of 200 or higher. I got that information from the CDC. Treatment for type 2 diabetes. People are going to go to their primary care doctor first if they suspect diabetes. If somebody has type 2 diabetes and they're struggling to manage that, they might go see a endocrinologist, since type 2 diabetes is a hormonal disruption. So treatment is going to include consistent lifestyle changes. So like consistent diet change, consistent exercise. And it's also going to include measuring your blood sugar frequently to make sure that you are in a safe range. There's also several medications that can be used, as well as insulin therapy if that is necessary. That information is from the Mayo Clinic. Diet at home. So somebody with type 2 diabetes, they're going to have to monitor their blood sugar very closely. So of course they're going to want to eat a healthy diet of fruits and vegetables. But now fruits, you don't want to eat fruit products. So you don't want to drink fruit juice. You don't want to eat like jams and jellies, any fruit product, canned fruit, dried fruit. Those all usually contain a lot of added sugars. So for grains, legumes, beans, grains, those are really good for regulating that blood sugar. For grains, you'd want to avoid like the ultra processed grains, like the white rice, the white pasta. You maybe want to try for brown rice or whole grain pasta. You want to avoid any full fat dairy. So for dairy, you're going to want to go low fat. Low fat or dairy alternative like your soy milk, almond milk, oat milk. For protein, you're going to want to do lean poultry. You're not going to want to do red meat. It tends to have a lot of fat in it. So you're going to lean towards that lean poultry, fish. Plant source proteins are an option. Of course, you can do nuts. Nuts are a good option if they are unsalted. Raw unsalted nuts are a good option. You'd want to avoid that fast food, of course, that ultra processed food, the fried food. I got that information from Verywell Health. So the prognosis for type 2 diabetes, that is greatly dependent on several factors. So it's going to vary significantly from case to case. There is not going to be any set prognosis for type 2 diabetes. It's going to be dependent on factors like what caused the type 2 diabetes, what changes have we made since we got diagnosed, what medications are we on now, if you're a smoker, your sleep habits, if you have other conditions going on, those will all affect the prognosis. So there will be no set prognosis for type 2 diabetes. I got that information from Verywell Health. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.